morning everyone, we are from 8th group and today we are going to presentation about Limericks poem. But before that, I will introduce myself and my team members. My name is Rozha A and my team members are Nanda F and Amellia C. So at this presentation, we will begin with social function and generic structure of Limerick poem, then continue with long features of Limerick poem, and finally, at the end of the presentation, we will answer some questions and do some discussion. First, social function and generic structure. Here is the example of Limerick poem. A mouse in her room with Miss Doe, who was pregnant and screamed very loud. Then a happy thought hit her, to scare off the critter. She sat up in bed and just meowed. The social function of this poem is to convey feelings, levity, and entertainment for readers, both young and old.
General structure. First stanza. Stanza is a division of poem consisting of a series of lines arranged together in a usually recurring pattern of measure and rhyme. This poem consists of a single stanza. Second, lines. This poem consists of actually 5 lines. First line, it's the mouse in her room woke Miss Doe. Second line, it's the who was frightened and screamed very low. Third line, it's the I have to hit her. Fourth line, it's the too scared of the critter. And the last 5th lines, it's the she sat up in bed and just meowed. Third, rhyme. On the first, second, and 5th lines employs one rhyme. On the first rhyme, a mouse in her room woke Miss Doe. Doe is ended by D. On the second lines, who was frightened and screamed very low. Low is ended by D. And the 5th lines, it's the she sat up in bed and just meowed. Meowed is ended by D. On the 3rd and 4th lines, employed second rhyme. 3rd lines, then a happy thought hit her. Her is ended by R. 4th lines, to scare of the critter. Critter is ended by R. And for the next topic, will be presented by my partner, Nanda F.
Second, language features. It shows AABBA rhyme scheme because the first, second, and 5th line is a rhyme, meanwhile for the rest lines is B-rhyme.
This poem consists of exactly 5 lines. The first line is mouse in her room woke Miss Doe. The second line is who was pregnant and screamed very loud. The third line is that a happy thought hit her. The fourth line is the scare of the critters. And the last of 5 lines is she sat up in bed and just meowed.
The subject is brightly described. Subject Miss Doe. Described as someone that feeling pregnant and at the same time screamed very loud. Limericks are meant to be silly and nonsensical after you introduce the main character of the tense in absurd scenario. A mouse in her room is personification because a mouse can walk human. They don't have ability to do that. Happy thought hit her is personification because a happy thought can hit human. Happy thought is abstract things. Personification is a kind of metaphor in which you describe an inanimate object, abstract thing, or non-human animal and human terms. Then a happy thought hit her is alliteration is when 2 or more words that start with the same sound are used repeatedly in a phrase or the sentence. The next topic will be presented by my partner Rozha A.
So before we answer the question, we must read this Limerick poem with carefully. A mouse in her room woke Miss Doe, who was pregnant and screamed very loud. Then a heavy thought hit her. To scare off the critter, she sat up in bed and just meowed. First, how many lines the poem consists? The answer is B, because the poem consists of lines in one stanza. Second, what form of rhyme is used in the poem? The answer is C, because on the first, second, and fifth lines are ended by AB, meanwhile on the third and fourth lines are ended by lyrics. So it used the AABBA form. Third, what is the synonym of the underlined word? The underlined word is berkenan. So the answer is A, because for brave, bold, cool, and happy is antony for berkenan.
First question, how many stanza the poem consists? The answer is A, because the poem only consists of a single stanza. Fifth question, what is the purpose of this poem? The answer is A, to entertain the readers, because the purpose of this poem is to provide humor, novelty, and entertain the readers, both young and old. And for the next topic will be presented by my partner, Rozha A.
So we will discussion about the second group answer based on our group question. So the question is how many lines the poem consists? The answer is B or 5. So it is the question, the answer is true or not. They answer it with true because the poem consists of lines in one stanza.
Thank you very much for your great attention, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your listening. My all those we have shared be beneficial for all of you. Thank you so much for your attention and good morning.